He say, she say, we say, I say, hearing out them points of views when I see it my way. Yes it goes, yes it knows, maybe so's, probably not. Shoulds and coulds, do's and don'ts, your wills and won'ts is how you rock. Politicians and religions, own your house or are you renting? Is you married, is you single? Meta interest when you mingle, turn out to be someone you into. So how long before the bed get wrinkled? Raising children when they tripping, is it time out or do you whip them? Opinions and decisions, hunches, intuitions, may or may not get it, cause people's experience different. Check the prejudice, set the dough, speak the mind when you give the flow. Tell the truth if it's sweet or sour, cause the hour we spitting that fire.
Okay, before we get into what it is, before I even do an announcement, even before I start the show, I had to insert this clip. So this is a last minute editing process that I'm inserting because D.L. Hughley, I was listening to the show the other day and he was right. This is why I personally don't support that Me Too. This is why I know that they're going after men of empowered and stuff like that. So make sure y'all take a look at this clip before we actually get into the rant, okay? So make sure y'all do this because this was such a valid question. And finally, a man has asked that. A man. Okay, hear this. Take a look at this clip.
I'm struck with a question. So the president of the United States, Donald Trump, has been accused of rape. Donald Trump has been accused of rape. Here are some things that I believe to be true. Donald Trump is a racist, Donald Trump is a rapist, and Donald Trump owns a 90% approval rating. Now, my problem is that the deafening silence you hear is from the Me Too movement. Now, imagine if you were an athlete and were accused of rape. If you were a TV host and were accused of rape. If you were a TV actor or the owner of a movie company or the owner of a network and you were accused of rape, could you be working right now? And would they be silent? We heard more noise from that movement from LeVar Ball, who made an innocuous comment about shifting gears last week. We heard more noise from the Me Too movement about the actor on The Chi than we heard about the President of the United States of America. This woman has said she was raped. And
this is another episode of RA's Rant. Remember, the rant consists of aggressive language, aggressive tone, plenty of cuss words, and is not intended for children. Please don't let no one under the age of 18 listen to the rant. And remember, everything in the rant from the beginning through the end, throughout the whole entire segment of this show is alleged. Okay, so let's get started. So we have a lot of stuff going on, okay? We had a protest last week. With R. Kelly going to court and stuff like that, and then the judge issued a protective order. And then I mentioned in the last rant that I did, and Greenberg sat up there and said, okay, he wanted to make sure us know that we knew that applies to the state too, because we didn't want it to make it seem like it was just R. Kelly not, allowing to talk to them. That goes both ways. And then we talked about the petition, the muting is bullying and stuff like that. And someone inboxed me and told me to put up the information about that. So I definitely will be putting up information about the petition and stuff, so on and so forth. But it's always in the description. And if I don't pin it in the first comment, that's where you can find the petition and the GoFundMe page. Okay? And link to that as well. That's going to take some time. Also, there is some muting is bullying t-shirts and hats. Okay, I think the t-shirts probably will be going for like $25 and the hat is like $12 or something like that. Now, there are some other shirts out there to support R. Kelly, and they got Team Kales on them. I know different people have those for sale as well to support their, the king in R&B. Now, the muting is bullying is not just to support R. Kelly. It's a campaign that I'm starting to try to change the injustice that's going on among black men. And R. Kelly does fall in that category because we see what's going on in Cricket County. So the muting is bullying is more of a statement. That's why it's black and white. It's not as colorful. It's not that. It's a political statement. That's what we're making with that one. And then the one that's of R. Kelly is, personally as a fan supporting R. Kelly. So my thing is with the muting is bullying, what falls under that? Because I don't want you guys to sign petitions and you're not knowing what you're signing. So in the muting is bullying petition site, if you scroll down or you click it, it will show you all of what it is that campaign is supporting. What we are for, we are anti-bullying campaign. So even if you're a kid or an adult, no bullying. We are not for bullying. Cyberbullying, real space bullying, we're not for that. We are totally against the bullying. We're totally against the statutes of limitations to be lifted on rape. We do not support someone being able to come back decades later and file a charge of rape on you, okay? Because that's just insane to me. That's insane to allow someone to manifest that long, okay? That's just crazily insane. If I'm living 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50 fucking years, if I have been a victim of such a heinous crime, I'm, for one, going to get that person locked up the best that I can, if not have somebody else try to deal with it. But I'm hopefully legally that I will take that approach, and then I will make sure I go and file a police report and go to the doctor and things like that, like you used to have to do when you file rape on someone. Now, here's the thing. This is why I did muting is bullying. Rape women, and I want the women to understand, and young women and young girls to understand, it's not to be filed when you make a mistake and realize, oh, I shouldn't have did it after the fact. Because I think that's what a lot of this shit is coming from, where women sleeping with a man and then after the fact they regret it. That's not rape, okay? Because you're playing with someone's life here. And that's the type of shit that we have to avoid. Because it seems like the media and it seems like the government is trying to make it seem like women are weak. You don't need a lifetime mentally to know that you need to bring somebody justice if they did bodily harm to you or force you into doing something that you don't want to do. It doesn't take a rocket scientist. It doesn't take a lifetime to know that. Especially with all these movements and everything that's going on now. Why would you need the statutes of limitation to be banned totally on a rape charge? Because a rape is a hearsay crime. You have to prove that it happened. Just like murder, it has to be proven that it happened. You understand what I'm saying? You have to prove that somebody took someone's life. Now, rape should not be on the same statures as a murder, because when someone is murdered, they're not here anymore. They're never coming back, and you rob their families of their loved ones. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's a senseless murder. Now, justifiable homicide is a totally different thing. But when it's a senseless murder, in that instance, that's when the statute of limitations shouldn't be no more. It doesn't matter, because we know that people often run when they commit such a crime like that, okay? However, with rape, because we have so many African American men that is in prison now for crimes that they didn't do, or revenge from an ex-scorned lover or someone who wants to get back at them, this is the type of things that we cannot support. Women, you have sons, you have nephews, you have guys, kids. I don't care. I do not care. Even if you were a victim at once upon a time yourself, I encourage you to get help. And if it's within the statutes of limitations where you can still file charges, with all these movements now, you have so much support. You're not even alone. I advise you to make a police report if it's still within the statute of limitations. But as far as to lift the statute of limitations because of what happened to you personally, and you have a son, you have to understand that every woman is not you. Everyone is not a victim like you. They will make a mockery of your pain because they are women as well, and they want a benefit of it because they ain't scorned from a lover or someone that they want to get back at. So this is the type of things that we need to definitely come together for. Men, this is what I've been telling you about. I had an attempt to talk to one of the big shots here in Detroit. He's a well-known pastor and things like that. And I went to the organization. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to talk to him because he had other engagements, but I did talk to the secretary, and his assistants, which is very hectic as well to even get an appointment with them because he has them doing so much. So what I want them to understand is the reason why I want his voice and all these other powerful voices to get in chimed on is because I think that when we hear Me Too, Time's Up, Mute R. Kelly, we heard one platform. And when we hear one platform, we tend to think, oh, this is good. This is a good cause. They helping young black girls, get a voice and all the stuff, the narratives that they have spent on people for the last 2-3 years. However, that's not the case because I have never seen neither one of these organizations actually come into an urban area and actually went into somewhere and talked to young girls who were such victims of heinous crime, okay? But my thing and my take on that is that I'm not totally against this movement, but I'm not against it to the point where it's bringing down men. You know what I'm saying? And I remember watching Tarana Burke on Trevor Noah's show, and I forgot to mention this on the last one. She said when the mighty has fallen and things like that. But here's the thing. They hadn't fallen. You opened up a window for women to use this as a mockery to get money because you're going after famous, wealthy men. You understand what I'm saying? The girls in the neighborhood whose uncle is poor, they can't get any money. So I don't understand how you using that narrative that you're helping them, but you're going after the rich men. That just doesn't make any sense. And not just rich men, powerful men that's able to make a statement. Okay? And you want to move them out the way and you want to replace them with women. Okay, so you ministers out there and you CEOs out there, if you have a powerful voice, if you have the ability to draw people, if your church is a mega church and things like that, you are too not exempt from being a victim of this particular rape age epidemic that we're entering right now. Everybody is charging rape, just like with Cuba Gooding Jr. This one woman said this, then another woman came out. Then another. That's what they do. That's what they do. And we're allowing it to happen. Because at some point, with all these movements going on, why take one person come out with this person and then now you want to come out with this person? Why didn't you come out when all these other movements came out before he even did what he did to the woman, or allegedly did to the woman that was sat next to him? And again, and this is the thing that I want everyone to understand. When I seen the videotape with Cuba Gooding Jr., him and his woman was sitting right there on the couch. She came to him. You came and interrupted whatever it is that they were doing, because his woman was sitting so close to him that they were seen to me to be in an intimate setting. So why would I, even as a fan, why would I sit up there and interrupt that intimate setting like that? That was rude in itself. You understand? When I see that you and your woman sitting that close together, okay, y'all out on a date and you being romantic and y'all getting into y'all feelings. I will wait till you stand up. I will wait till you finna exit, or when the intimacy is, there's space in there for someone to say hello or get an autograph or something like that. You didn't do that. You came, flap your ass right there next to them, and you interrupted their space. And then when he invited a conversation to you and said something, you seemed to be engaging in it. And then next thing you know, you touched his head, touched your face, and other things. And then you want to claim that he's sexually assaulted. This is the type of things that I'm not for. This is the type of thing we need to fight for. You can't even do anything. So I was sitting up there watching The Breakfast Club, and Mike Epps was on there, and he was talking about his wedding and how Snoop Dogg dodged the BET Awards to attend his wedding. So when he starts like that, but she said they were going around in different areas of profession, and they're going to go get these men. When I came to talk at the organization the other day, when I was wearing my Muting is Bullying shirt, I wasn't, like I said before, I wasn't able to talk to the pastor, but I did explain to someone there why I'm there. Because I know that shirt was so bold, it was so blatant, and you couldn't help but to read it. And I sat in the front because I wanted him to see what I was saying. I wanted someone to ask me about why it is what it is. Unfortunately, at that time, they were having a youth initiatives going on, and they were giving the kids awards. So I didn't want to interrupt their space and to involve what it is that I'm doing. I was letting them have their accomplishments and it being awarded, and it was deserving and rightfully so. And as a matter of fact, while I was there, I'm going to sign my daughter up for it because I thought it was really something good. So something positive did come out of it, actually. But what I wanted you to know, Pastor, and what I want Bishop to know, Van and Bishop Ellis to know, this particular video is about you guys. So when Bishop Ellis was at the Queen of Souls funeral last year, we know that there was a thing going on about him touching Ariana Grande. This is the type of thing that we have gotten to. This is the type of thing that is so unacceptable. Just like he hugging her and he talking, he didn't know nothing about it. All he sees an older man, he see a younger woman. He like, nah, I know you a big star, and you sitting up here singing, and you got a voice of a queen too, and all this and that. And when I was little, I remember people hugging me. Affection is leaving. We cannot let affection leave. Now, there are some people that touches you inappropriately. There are some people that does that. But we still cannot sit up there and let affection go. You understand what I'm saying? We cannot do that. And she said, oh, I didn't find nothing wrong with it. He was a really nice man. Once she said that, that's when it went away. But people in society took the initiative themselves to say he was trying to get a feel on her. This is what this Me Too movement is doing. It's taking the intimacy from man and woman and it's drawing a wedge. And they coming after, and they would have came after him because he's a powerful man. He's a man of God. He has a big mega church. These the type of people they coming for. This is what I wanted to talk to you for. And it is bullying. It's a form of bullying because you're telling me what I can't do. I can't touch her. If she has no problem with it, I have no problem with it. But anybody of wealth touch anybody is sexual abuse. It's sexual harassment. You don't have that right to do that and think that for me. And that's what that young lady was telling society. You have no right to think that for me. You have no right to say that because this man was doing what he was supposed to do. So I want you guys to get involved because there's another platform. Because we know that men are going to be the ones who are going to be jailed if the statute of limitations on rape is banned. If you know, they gonna come back years later. You being a pastor and then they talk about some, you trying to get a feel on this young girl. It doesn't matter if it's the truth. It does not matter if it's the truth or not. They don't care about the truth. They care about money. If your church making a whole lot of money, they want some of it. They care about the money. And they will have so, and it only takes some greedy women to say, yeah, me too, me too, me too. You get what I'm saying? And you don't even know these women. But for that mighty dollar, you be surprised who could turn on you. So this is what I'm sitting up there wanting to talk to you guys about. I'm hoping that you sit up there and take what I'm saying really serious because you are under attack. You men are under attack, and the black man gonna suffer the worst, especially if he's the one of wealth, especially if he's the one who's powerful, especially if he's the one who's well known. Okay, you're the one under attack. They're going to move into the religious segment too. They're going to move into that, and I want you guys to be prepared for that. You have voices. You got churches. It sounds all good when they come to see you, but they're coming for you. And they got the help of Hollywood. They got the help of the parent organization, which we know them alphabet people. They got the help of them. That's the parent. They're the ones who pushing this initiative. And they're playing both sides of the political party, Democrat and Republican. So if you think this is just that, you are highly mistaken. You are under attack. And I said in my last rant, because what I do on YouTube, my show is called SPITTINFIRE. We got a Muting is Bullying campaign that we are now pushing out here into the society. The rant segment that I do is me alone, R.A. Jackson, and I do use aggressive language and aggressive tone. It's not for church people, okay, because my show is not built around that. It's built around adult entertainment. So I'm quite sure, even though you pastors and you ministers and you bishops, you heard worldly words before. So that's what it's about. Now, when you take the worldly words out of there and you can get to the message, you will understand what it is that I'm telling you. Because this is what I want you to do. You are my men. You are my men. And it took you a lifetime to build to where you are for a reason. And I don't know if God using me to help bring awareness to you on what's to come. And I'm praying that it don't come, but if it does, you need to be prepared. You need to talk to your congregation. And you need to let them know you can support these organizations, but not at the expense of men. Men and women is supposed to be and share this world together. As a woman, I shouldn't have to bring you down or bring you out to put me in and to put me up. We support each other. I don't support the Me Too movement because it takes down so many men on women who allege with no proof of such crime. Because when you have money, you don't know what the truth is. You don't know if this was a relationship that went scorned or went bad. You just don't know. And it's not like people being beaten and they in the hospital and they abused and then there's violence with it. This is just accusations and allegations and you don't know. I was fine with the no means no. Now, if they wanted to do anything, they can make a man understand that no means no, and you can't backlash that, which means you can't fire a woman or look down upon her or retaliate against her no. But to sit up there and bring a man down like they're doing now, I'm not for it. Especially if African American men, we can't afford it. We already don't have justice now. All the injustice that we're finding now, the statute of limitations is going to be worse for us. And I've said this in my last 4, 5, 6, 7 rants that I've done. So if you don't know who I am, again, I'm going to say it again. I have a show called SPITTINFIRE, and it's a show with me and my co-host, but she's on leave. So I did a segment of that show with just me called RA's Rant. And everything that's labeled RA with the word rant is me by myself. And I've always talked about injustice. Now, like I said, I use plenty of profanity. Sometimes deliberate to show my damn passion about what it is I'm trying to do to save you. You is who I'm trying to save. I have mentioned that this is a cause for another Million Man March. It is needed. I've seen so many y'all pastors, y'all so busy, y'all doing this, you don't even know you under attack because you hadn't stayed still long enough to understand. When they come to y'all churches and all these movements and organizations come there, they sound so good when they talk. But they never, this is the rebuttaling side. This is the opposing side that's telling you the real deal. And they taken down, and if you have a controversial past, anything that you have done in the past that was probably, high profile, you are easy target, like R. Kelly. You are easy target. They tried to get Chris Brown. The only difference is he was way somewhere else, and she was somewhere else at the time she said it happened. Other than that, they would have got him because he had a controversial past. I don't care about your past. If you was brought up on charges and you had due process and you was found out guilty, then I am to assume you're not guilty. That's the way of the world. That's the way it's been. That's the way it should be. This case in Chicago is just the tip of the iceberg. And all you pastors and mega churches and things like that need to come together. And if you're the NAACP or any other organization, you need to come together. That brother needs you. He is under attack. You are under attack. Men are under attack. That Me Too is the dividing factor from women and men, particularly black women and men. I'm just letting you know. You don't have to believe me. You don't have to meet with me. You don't have to sit up there, but you can't say you was not told. You can't say you was not warned. They went from politics when they tried to get Kavanaugh. And it's not about, like I said before, Republican or Democrat. Get that out your head. It's about that dollar. It's about the dollar. So I'm telling you, he needs you in Chicago, Pastor. He needs some interaction in Chicago. Chicago, he needs you. The king needs you. They want to tell you, oh, there's so much to the other side of that story you do not know. The media tells you one side. One side. And that interview with Gayle King was that was a butcher. That wasn't an interview. And he was emotional, so he was vulnerable. But you need, as a man, just as a man, nothing else. You need to see and open up yourself to the other side. You got to. He is you, and you is he. You're not exempt. So even if you don't know what's going on, you need to go there and find out what's going on with him. And if you see this side, and you heard it, because you hear everything on this side. You hear all the alleged victims. You hear what the media say. Hear his platform. Because that's the only way you're going to make a cognitive, smart, intelligent, fair decision. Hear him. He doesn't have one. Because if I go and tell you what I have researched and what I found out and what I investigated, it's crazy. But I don't want you to go by hearsay or a third party. I want you to talk to this man with his lawyers and everything. Find out what's going on so he can get your help. He needs it. You under attack. This is the time. And the sad part about it is our people doing it to us. They're using our people to get us because they paid them. It ain't nothing new. They did that in slavery when they sold us into slavery. It ain't nothing different. Ain't nothing different. For a mighty dollar, they would do that. They would sell out their brother and their sister for that dollar. We got to let them know we not going to stand for that either. That's no different than a white man doing it to us. There's no different. They put you in the forefront to do the dirty work and paid you a lot of money to do so. We not having that either. So please make sure you get in touch with me. My name is R.A. Jackson. I will send my contacts in this email along with the video. And also, make sure you get in contact with Chicago, with the king of the R&B, and find out what's going on because he needs your help. Thank you for listening to the RA's Rant. Oh, and remember, the petition, before I go, the petition and the GoFundMe is in the description channel of this. The muting is bullying. I definitely will put an image of that, how the shirt look. It looks just like this right here. The muting is bullying. It's black with white writing. That's the political part. That's the part we want the government to see. That's the part we want to be said, because bullying is everything. It's not just, in kids in school. It's with adults, and then the law bully us too. They bully Central Park 5. They bully Brian Banks. They bullied all of us. They bully all of us. And I think that jury selections, also I forgot about the part of the jury, is that you need to be, half the jury needs to be of your peers. Your real peers. Not human peers. But your economic peers as well. And that's what that's for. I don't need to be judged if I'm a black man in the neighborhood, in the hood. I don't need to be judged by doctors and lawyers only. White doctors and lawyers. They cannot understand my way of living to judge me fairly. So I want our people to have fair judgment. Okay? So please make sure you pay attention to what you're signing. And it's not mine. And that's another thing. I have seen so many people say, oh, we signed your petition. It's not my petition. It's your petition. This is your petition. Somebody had to start it. That's all I did was start it. It's your petition, not my petition. So please do not say my petition. Oh, I signed the petition. You don't have to tell me you signed the petition. It's your petition. You just got one person that started it for you. That's all. It's yours. Pastors and ministers and bishops, this is your petition. Get your signature. It's for you. The GoFundMe, somebody got to sign it. I'm just signing it for media purposes so I can get the words out here, so we can put them on billboards, so we can get the message out here. Because we need to put this on the ballot next year, or when it's come time to elect or presidential or whatever. We cannot allow that the statute of limitations to be banned. Chicago, y'all need to be, they passed that bill, they need not to put it in law. Y'all need to fight that while it's at the beginning stages, because many of us is going to suffer the most. All right, thank y'all for listening to R.A. Jackson. This is R.A.'s Rant. Thank you for tuning in to SPITTINFIRE. Please make sure that the pastors listen to this link. Thank you. Peace.
sweet or sour, cause the hour we spittin' that fire.